Hello, Rocket Country. This is Jeff Wise. I'm back with the Rocket Report for September 2024. We have a great program for you today. I'll give my board report, of course, and we have several other videos here for you to see, including a game between our foreign exchange student Paul Fisher and Mr. Recker, a game of slang. So you can play along at home. It'll be fun. But first, we'll start with the district report, as always. So this past board meeting in September was pretty basic. Again, we hired teachers to do different monitoring, like detentions, Saturday schools, things like that. We did hire some coaches. We hired some of our winter coaching staff, basketball mostly, and we discussed a sign out front. So TJ Diller got a quote for us for a sign out in the front. Basically, at our four-way stop there, where people come in, we want to try to have a more bigger, brighter sign there that would kind of help people to find where they're going easier. It seems like a lot of times people go around the wrong way of our building, especially people who've never been here before. So obviously for us, we know where we're going, but when people come in from out of town especially, they always get lost, they go around to the wrong side, et cetera, et cetera. So we have a great plan for that. Brick Street drew that up for us, and I will tell you more in the future about that. They're going to vote on that at the next board meeting. So I think that'll be a really nice addition to our campus. It'll let people know they're at PG schools, and I think people will really like it. So I'm excited about that. I do have a couple thank yous here before I move on. First, I want to thank Jody Brannon. Jody helped us with the she did the football programs for us. Carter Knobziger and the student council sold the ads, and Jody really put everything together, and it looked beautiful, and I know it was really greatly appreciated by a lot of our parents and our fans. So thank you, Jody. Really appreciate that. I also want to thank Don Vierhoff. We did accept his donation of junior high football pants this year. Don's done that many years. He's just a great coach, great person. So thank you, Donnie. We appreciate that. Otherwise, we are moving already. We're at midterms of this first quarter, so those are coming here quickly. And then sooner than you know, we'll be at the end of the first quarter. So thank you for your attention. Like I said, stay tuned for some of the fun. Thank you. Okay, Rockets, we are here with Paul Fisher, our exchange student from Germany, and Mr. Leo Recker, longtime social studies teacher here. So, Paul, this is your history teacher, correct?
Yeah, that's true.
Are you a little intimidated?
A little bit.
A little bit. Did you know that Mr. Recker is our quiz bowl advisor?
Yeah, he talked to me about the quiz
Yeah.
bowl, but yeah, it's going to be fun now.
It is going to be fun. So we thought for fun, we would have a little challenge between these two gentlemen about kind of like Gen Z, Gen Alpha slang words. So I'm going to give you a word. Write down, you don't have to write the whole definition, just write something short, and then we'll see if you are correct or not. So our first word is bet. What is the meaning of bet in slang? Just a couple words is fine, Paul. Tell me what bet means, Paul.
It's just when you know that this answer is completely right, but the other person is like, oh, that isn't true. This can't be true, and then you say bet.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I also have. I don't believe you.
Right.
No way.
Yeah, perfect. All right, we're evened up, 1-1. The next word you can start thinking about is cap. What does cap mean? What do you got, Paul?
You say cab when you think that this is wrong or not true.
False.
Mr. Recker is false.
Wow.
So if something is cap, you're lying, and if it's no cap,
No cap.
100%. You guys
I
are
knew
doing
that.
well. I'm
How
impressed.
do you know that?
I have 5 kids aged 23 to 14, so no cap. I hear this all the time.
Whoa. All
Well,
right.
I kind of set you up, but Mr. Recker is a genius. He knows a lot.
I know this.
So, yeah. Okay, next word. Bussin'. What if something's bussin'? Uh-oh. I see some hesitation this time. It's bussin'.
Bussin'?
Uh-oh. Mr. Recker's looking scared.
I am not sure on this one. This is not one I've heard at home.
Okay. Paul, what's your answer for bussin'?
I don't know. I heard it like on YouTube and stuff. It's like when something is like flowing, like in the slang flowing, it's like cool.
Okay.
It's like, yeah.
I just have working hard.
Yeah, Paul's ahead by 1. It's bussin', it's cool. Now, I believe the original bussin' is it's like good food. Like this Panda Express is bussin'. And if it's not, it's discussin, like disgusting, right?
Oh,
But
yeah.
now it's just generally used for cool. You're right. Paul's up 1. Okay, I will pronounce this one for you. This is rip.
Mm.
And if you don't know, you might be able to guess it, Mr. Ricker.
I've heard of this one.
You've heard rip before. Maybe in a text message from a kid, from a son or daughter. You ready, Paul?
Alright, yeah.
What's your answer?
I have like 2 different.
Okay.
One is like rest in peace, like
Mhm.
when something is like, oh, this game is over, rip, it's
Mhm.
like gone. And I can think maybe of it when something is so cool, that is like so cool, oh, rip, like I would die for this.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
that
perfect. Is that Mr. Recker?
See, I have
Yeah,
rest
that's-
in peace, but I also have unfortunate.
Yep.
Like if Paul got a bad grade,
What never
he would
happens.
say, no, never. He would say, oh, that was a bad test. Rip
Rip.
my grade.
Yep. Those are both correct.
Yeah.
Very good.
Ah.
Paul is still up 1.
Oh,
One thing I will beat Mr. Ecker in.
We'll see. There's plenty more questions to go. Mewing. What is mewing?
my
Oh, I
gosh,
know.
it's-
Oh, Paul knows this one. He's feeling confident.
I don't know how to describe it. It's like,
I'll take a demonstration if you'd like, Mr.
oh,
Recker.
I might do that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm not,
please,
not
please,
exactly
Mr.
sure
Ecker.
how it
We'll let Mr. Recker go first. Mr. Recker, what's mewing?
It's some kind of face, mouth exercise where you do something like that. Paul, I don't. I've
So-
never seen
Paul,
it.
mew into the camera for us.
So it's like you need your tongue to be
Oh, yeah.
on top of your mouth and
Yeah.
then like in front of your teeth and then suck on it and just like it strains your jawline. But I don't know if it's true.
That's
So,
1,000% correct. That's exactly what it is. Very good.
Mr. Ecker.
Okay, we'll see about this next one. NPC, what's
Oh,
NPC
yeah.
mean? Oh, Paul's all over this.
Oh, yeah.
See, Mr. Recker can maybe figure this one out even if he doesn't know it.
I've heard this one at home.
There you go. All right, we'll start with you again, Mr. Recker. What's NPC?
NPC stands for non-performing character, I believe. This is like a character in a game that's not actually in the game. So this could be used for, just a generic character that you see anywhere.
Yeah, I think it's, I don't know, I thought it would be non-player character, but I'm not quite sure. And like in the slang, it's used it describes someone who's like not special and it's like weird to the other
Wow, he's
people.
got this down.
Yeah.
That's 100% correct.
Paul is an NPC foreign exchange student.
I don't know.
No, he's
That's false.
he's talking smack now,
That's
Paul.
false.
Okay, here's an easy one, I think.
That's cap.
That's cap. Slaps.
Oh.
Oh, I thought this was going to be an easy one. This must be my generation.
I don't,
Okay, I'll use it in a sentence. This Taylor Swift song slaps.
oh, that could be too meanings.
I thought they would get this one right off the bat, huh?
It's probably too old
And for Paul, yeah. it
for
probably
my
is.
kids
Right, right,
and like too young for me.
right.
Alright, I think it's when something is pretty bad.
Okay.
I said awesome, like it has a good beat.
Yep, it means it's good. If song slaps, it's good. Now, Paul, do you know what a bop is?
A bob?
B-O-P, a bop?
No.
Mr. Recker, you know what a bop is?
That sounds like a beat of some sort.
It's like a good song. a
Like,
bop.
yeah,
A bop.
bopping. This song is bopping.
Okay, I
A
think,
bob.
so now I think, Paul, you're only up 1 now. You better keep your,
Yeah.
you may not know this one either. Nobody seems to get this one. Do you know what a whip is? What is a whip?
Yeah, I know it.
Oh,
whip.
Paul says he knows it.
Whip is.
It's not like whip and nana either, Mr. Recker.
Okay. All right, let's see here. I think I know this one.
Okay, what is it, Mr. Recker?
So, in Congress, the whip is the assistant, assistant to the floor leader is the whip. They round up votes for the majority party.
That's correct.
Yeah, yeah.
Not in slang, but it's correct. What is it, Paul? Do you know
Oh,
what-
I have, it's like, I think a whip is like a people who are like destroying vibe in like a friend group. I know if the friend groups want to do something not so smart, I don't know, like TPing a house and this one guy is saying, oh no, that's illegal. That's I think of it.
Okay, so that's not how I have it. I have, maybe Mr. Record knows. Do you know what a hoopty is?
Hoopty?
Hoopty?
It sounds like a dance move, but I
So
don't really
a
know.
whip is your car, it's your vehicle.
Oh.
Mhm. Nobody gets that one. All right, here's this one is an easy one. You guys will both get this one. What is Riz?
Oh.
Yeah.
Keep it safe for school, Paul.
Um,
What's Riz, Paul?
it's like I think it's just like flirting with someone. When
Yeah,
someone's
yeah.
saying you have risk, you can. They say just you can flirt good.
Yeah, that's right.
Charisma.
Yeah, Riz, charisma. Very
Oh.
good.
That's where it came
Okay.
from, huh?
Let's see here. I've got several more. Let's cut them down to a couple. Let's make let's see here. I've got one special one I'll use at the end. Okay, real quick.
Yeah.
Drip.
Paul's still up one, folks, back at home.
Oh, okay.
What is it, Paul?
Yeah. It's like the style you have.
Yeah.
See, Paul could write and then he could just say what it was and no one could read his writing, so I don't know.
Well, that's why I asked him first.
I have good fashion.
Yep, it's
Good fashion.
drips your clothes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Actually, I got four more. Let's go and do these real quick.
Good bad.
This may be tricky. Stan.
Ooh.
I
Yeah, I don't know.
I think Mr. Arner's coming with some funny. What do you think a Stan is?
I don't know. I guess like your best friend or something like your best buddy.
Kind of close.
I said a former Soviet nation like Kurdistan, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan,
I like it.
Turkmenistan, lots of
So,
stands.
if I use this in a sentence, if I said I was a Cincinnati Bengals Stan,
It's a fan.
like a fan, yeah. A huge fan, like a hardcore
Oh.
fan though,
Ah,
right?
yeah.
So a lot of people in Ohio are Ohio State Buckeye Stans.
Ah.
Yeah. Okay, 8.
Can you use it in a sentence?
I will use it in a sentence. I don't know if I should use the whole thing. Okay, Andrew Miller 8 in the Lipsick game.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
All right, what is it, Mr. Rucker?
Did well or had a good performance?
Yep.
Yeah, I think destroying them is more
Yeah,
precise,
well,
but
Eight.
yeah.
Eight them.
Now another one that's adjacent is like let them cook. Do you know what it means to let them cook?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But that would be like you'd be like in the third quarter. Hey, let Miller cook. Like keep
Mhm.
giving him the ball, right? Okay, 2 more. Yeah, exactly. You're doing that. Gucci. Uh-oh. Paul's struggling for some words.
I don't know how to describe it. Like
Okay, I'll let you go. You don't have to write it down. I'll let you go, and then Mr. Rucker wrote his down. So what do you think Gucci is, Paul?
Gucci on the one hand it's a brand, but it's
Right.
like used to, and something is pretty fancy.
Okay.
Like the brand itself is like with all the big labels on it, which was pretty fancy. When someone, oh, this is Gucci.
Yeah,
It's like fancy, cool.
it's cool. That's the right answer.
Yeah,
We got to it.
I would say good.
Good, yeah.
Like, Paul kicks 3 field goals, that would be a Gucci game. But,
Exactly.
Yeah.
they say, how'd you do? You say, oh, Gucci.
Yeah, and it could also mean like it's all good. Like
Paul would not say that, though.
maybe you guys had a fight in class, and you'd say, "Hey, Mr. Rucker, are we Gucci?" And he'd be like, "Yeah, we're Gucci." Right?
Yeah.
Okay, come on. All right, we got one more to go. This is my favorite one.
Oh god.
Okay, this one
Right.
is Ohio. Have you used Ohio word in slang? Okay, I'll use it in a sentence.
I think I know
This
what
is
it means.
this is the funniest sentence. I don't want to make fun of anybody I know, so I'm going to make up a name. John has Skibbity Ohio Riz. Ohio.
Okay, I can serve. I don't know, maybe it's like Ohio is like when you come outside of America, Ohio is like a weird scene state. So it's like when someone, I think maybe it says Ohio, it's just like, means like it's weird or like uncommon.
Okay, what does Mr. Rucker have?
I have generic boring or meh.
Yeah.
Meh.
So it's weird. It's a weird thing. So you're both right, 'cause it's used as a derogatory. It's kind of boring or meh. So Paul, you won by 1 point.
Oh.
You beat our Jeopardy master, Mr. Recker.
Congratulations.
Great job.
Thank
That was
you.
fun. You guys did a good job.
Thank you.
Anything you want to say, like a victory speech, Paul?
Yeah, we will beat in the next football game. We will win. So I think that's the only thing we have to say. So beat Arlington.
All right, let's go. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. We got Chase Detro here. Chase, what are you guys doing out here today?
So we're doing a physics lab where it's 200-meter run the first time, 100-meter down, 100-meter back. Second time it's like various different types. So you walk, jog, hop on one foot, skip, things like that, and then sprint back. And essentially it's to see your different acceleration, because right now in physics we're learning about position time graphs and distance over time graphs.
Perfect. Thanks, Chase.
Yep. You said the 60 to 40 is. 60 to 40 is.
Come at me!
What's the second?
All of the hype. Ready? Go!
No, not yet. It is yes. So, no, I'm doing it. Well, I mean, like, we need 3 people in seconds. Yeah. Are we, like, running all the way down or a little bit? No, we're walking and jogging, hop, skipping, and then one way.
You're just starting moving, I guess. Alright, 20 to 0. Cheers. What's going on? Wait, hold on 1 second. Okay, slow the heck down. No, I started when I heard go. I laughed when he laughed. I saw him else now. 29.86.
You got this, Abby!
Oh, it's rough.
Good job, Abby. Welcome back, Rockets. I have Mr. Hovis here with me for the Getting to Know Your Staff this month. I had the pleasure of Mr. Hovis was actually my first year here. He was a senior, so we have a long history together, and I'm glad to have him back on staff with us. So I think you all know he's from PG, but Mr. Hovis, would you like to tell us about your family?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have a wife named Delaney. She works at St. Rita's in the endo department. We have a 11-month-old at home right now, keeping us busy, named Callie, and then a golden retriever named Brew. So we're pretty busy right now.
Yeah, and if you're around town, you'll see Mr. Hovis out with Brew or
Yeah.
see Callie at games. I've seen her at several myself,
Yep,
so
yep.
they're
She's a
getting out there.
Big volleyball fan
Yeah.
already.
So like I said, I had you as a senior, but what inspired you to actually become an educator then?
Well, when I was a senior, I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do. It was kind of up between graphic designing and maybe the Marine Corps. And then Mr. Dubé, baseball coach as well, kind of saw some leadership abilities in me and kind of pushed me in the direction of education, and he was right.
Yeah. Shout out to Mr. Dubé. All right. Mr. Hovis, what values are most important to you, and how do they guide your decisions and actions as an educator?
Yeah, so I would just say like hardworking and caring. Those 2 things kind of just drive me. My dad kind of instilled those things in me at a very young age, and I care about every single staff member, student, person in this building, and I want to do as much as I possibly can to help everybody out in this building. So those are like the 2 big values, and at home as well. So.
And going off script here a little bit, I just thought about this. Why social studies? Why not math or science or something
That's
else?
a good question.
Yeah.
My dad brought us on road trips at a very young age, like living in a van with 6 of us
Yeah.
all across the country, California, all over, and Mom wasn't the greatest at map GPS stuff. This was before phones, so
Right.
it became my job at a very young age, but I enjoyed following along with the geography, the stories that we were kind of traveling across, and that's how it just became social studies, really.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So yes, and as an adult, you travel a lot as well.
Mhm.
Where's maybe 1 or 2 places that just made the absolute just huge impact on you as a traveler?
Oh, I have to be number 1, Moraine Lake. I've been there 3 times. It's actually where my wife and I got engaged. It's probably the most beautiful place I've ever seen. So that one can't be topped. Yep.
Right.
It's awesome. The second place, that's tough. Utah has a lot of great places, but Glacier National Park has to go number 2, I think.
Yeah, I remember you said Glacier was really good. I haven't been to Glacier yet. When I went to Yosemite, I remember we talked.
Yep.
And Yosemite made a pretty big impact.
Yosemite's
on me,
like
but-
3 or 4 there,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of tough places to choose.
So I think I know the answer to this question, but I'm gonna ask anyways. Who do you think is the most influential person in your life? Who
Yeah.
has had the biggest impact on you as a young adult, or I guess an adult? Yeah.
That would be my dad. He's best man in my wedding, but I had the opportunity after high school. I guess I was more forced to work in the same factory that he did, be an electrician for 30-some years. I got to see what he did day in, day out for our family, and yeah, he fought cancer, heart attack, and just kept pushing, working hard, and he did it for us 4 kids. He's my
Right.
inspiration, man. I hope to be half as a hard worker as he is.
Well, now he's driving bus
Yeah.
for us, so thank you, Mike. We
Yeah.
appreciate that. And I already told him, probably in, however many years he's gonna be coaching softball for us. So,
Yeah.
I said maybe 14 to 16 years, maybe we'll see him out there coaching
Yeah,
softball.
maybe I'll have to help out as well.
That might be fun.
Bring the band back
That's
together.
right, exactly. That's exactly right. So outside of this place, I know you don't live here. What do you do for fun? What are like some fun activities or hobbies you do?
Video games, disc golf, when I got the time to do these things, gardening. I like to run the smoker, make ribs, pull
Yeah,
pork,
yeah,
and just watch football and be with the family, read. Those are kind of a couple of the hobbies.
Have you played the new college football game? Do you have that?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
you play? Oh, you're one of them. Okay, all right.
In year 4, my road to glory. So we won the national championship with the Buckeyes, so we're good.
Yeah. Have your students challenged you to any video games or anything? Have you had that?
There's a couple kids, yeah. Not as much recently in the college football. I think they're
Right.
scared. So
Yeah. Oh, they're scared. You hear that, kids? He's calling you out right there. All right. Like I said, you're not a young man anymore. You're just a man, I guess. I suppose you're a dad, all that. But still, you're not that old. What is something you haven't done yet in life that you just feel like you want to accomplish yet, or something you want to just do for fun?
something just I've always wanted to try is just skydiving. I don't
Oh.
know why. Like obviously we like hiking mountains. I want to try free fall.
Yeah. I've always said I could maybe try skydiving, although I'm scared of heights, but I couldn't bungee jump. I think that's the
Yeah, not bungee jump.
That
Or
scares
maybe
me.
a second thing would be like in a jet fighter, just ride in one of those.
Yeah, they can
Not
ride along
fly,
too,
but
so
just
I think,
ride along. So that'd be
Have
cool.
you ever done like or heard of like when you can do the ride-alongs in like the NASCAR, like stuff like?
No, I've seen that, but
'cause I have a friend who did that in Indy.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
so said that was pretty
F1
wild
would be
too,
wild
so-
as
oh,
well.
yeah, I couldn't imagine. Yeah, very good. All right. So another fun question: if you could have any superpower in the world for a day, what would you want and what would you do with it?
I think as a history teacher, I have to say this, but time travel, not maybe like actively be in some of these historical events, but just to observe. if you
Right.
will.
You safely observe
Yes,
from you're right.
yes.
That's what I say. People are like, I want to see a dinosaur. Well, you probably get eaten,
Yes,
right? You know?
exactly.
Yeah. So, or even as a socialist teacher, you would know, like when the Spanish came over and to conquer, they got sick, right? So, like if you
Yeah.
went back in time, you might get some kind of measles that.
Just to be a
Who
fly on
knows?
the wall and
Yeah, just
observe.
to be able to be there safely and do that. Very good. Okay. If you could be a fictional character for a day, any fictional character, who would you be and what would you do or
This
why?
was tough. I would have to say Paul Atreides, just because I'm so into Dune right now. I really enjoy those movies.
They were good movies. Have you read the books?
I have not, but there's a couple students reading the books, and each day in study hall I question them, like, all right, where are you at in the book so far? Just comparing it to the movie so
Right.
far, but they're pretty thick books.
Oh yeah, it's a lot. I think he wrote the original 6, and then his son has written so many, prequels and sequels and all those things.
And normally I am a reader before watching the movies, so I missed out on this group of movies or
Yeah,
books.
I thought obviously the scenery and all the effects for that movie were fantastic.
He's
So
one of my favorite directors.
It was
I
a
can't
fun
remember,
one to
Dennis
watch.
Villeneuve.
Villeneuve,
Yeah.
yeah, however you say that. So, all right, this is one I really liked Mrs. Downing's answer for this. Let's see if you can beat her. Do you have any silly fears? Anything that you're afraid of that might be funny?
Yeah, mushrooms. If any recipe has cream and mushroom, I will find it, and most likely I'll find the little mushrooms and separate them, or I will not eat it. I don't know. Ever since I was a kid, I just thought they were poisonous and going to kill me.
Right.
Everybody's always like, "Oh, you'll love my grandma stuffed mushrooms." I'm sorry, no, I won't.
Now, are you afraid of mushrooms? Like if I had a mushroom, I was like, bam! Like, would
I'm
you-
not gonna like run away and
Right.
scream, but I'm just like, I
You're
don't
not
want
gonna
that
touch
near
it.
my plate.
Right,
It's
right, right.
just it should be against the law to put it on pizza. If people want to split pizza, just leave it away from my pepperoni pizza is basically where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm with you. Okay, I get that.
Slimy, gross, no thanks.
Okay, all right. As a child, then, what was the silliest thing you believed in?
This is kind of strange, but whenever we were on road trips at a very young age, whenever we were on the interstate, no one was in front of us, or the highway, and no one was in front of us. I always thought we were like first in the world. Don't know in what race or whatever, but I just always
Right.
everybody's behind us and we're in first place.
We're winning, number
Yep,
one, to
yep.
Novus. Very
Yep.
good. That's funny. That's interesting. I know an answer to this, and I almost kind of said this ahead of time when we were kind of talking about this interview. So if you don't say it, I'm going to. But what's the most absurd fashion trend you tried to pull off in your life?
I would say junior year earrings, big diamond earrings, and mohawk. Yeah, not my proudest fashion, but we did it, and that was a thing in 2011.
Well, that's what I'm
12.
saying. Was the mohawk was for like sports though, right?
I don't think so.
No, you just did it.
I just
Okay,
did
okay,
it. Yeah.
You just thought that was gonna be the look for you.
Yeah, it
Okay,
wasn't.
okay.
It wasn't. It's a bad
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah,
Still
okay.
got the holes for the earrings too. So
Yeah. And that was my thing. I remember you had those big ice earrings. I just thought that was so funny.
yeah.
For a guy over here in PG, so I really appreciated that. So it's a good memory for me.
Yep, yep.
So, all right, last question for Mr. Hovest here. If you could have dinner with any historical figure, but they had to wear a silly costume of your choice, so who would you choose to go to dinner with, and what costume would you have them wear?
I almost think George Washington would be an awesome person to interview, but if we had to throw a costume on him, I think it'd be hilarious to take one of those inflatable like sumo suits or like the dinosaur suits.
Right.
And just like blow his mind with the technology. Just
Oh,
and
yeah,
be like,
yeah,
what
yeah.
am I even wearing right now?
Right.
That would just be funny. So
George Washington, that's a good one. I didn't think about that one.
or Abe Lincoln, one of those two
Sure.
would be awesome to interview.
Either one would be good. I like Washington. I think that's
Yeah,
a good choice.
yeah.
That's really good. You know, because he could have literally been king of our country and chose
I
not to.
just stepped down. Yeah,
Right,
so
yeah. So
eighth
that-
grade American history right there.
That's it. So, well, thank you, Mr. Oaks. I
Hey,
appreciate it. Anything
thank
else you want to share to the Rocket community here?
Just thank you for the opportunity, and we have really hardworking kids in our school, and I hope to be, just as good as a role model as some of these other teachers and administrators that I've had in the past. So,
Very good.
yeah.
All right, thanks.
Hey, thank you.
Hello, Rockets. I'm here. I brought Paul back again after his challenge with Mr. Recker there. Now, full disclosure, Paul and I actually did this interview yesterday, and we ran out of memory on the memory card. So we recorded about 57 seconds of probably a 20-minute conversation. So we're going to tighten it up a little bit this time and hit some of the same topics. I want you to get to know Paul a little bit, but hopefully we'll actually have this one saved. So, Paul, first off, we had talked about. We had the game on Friday against Arlington. You want to talk about that, like how that experience was for you?
Yeah, as I said, like it's just the best experience you can have. Like the feeling going out on the field on Friday night when everybody's watching you. It's just like even my family watched me when I kicked, so it was just like it was the best experience. It's just the best feeling. It's like the team mentality, the team spirit. You can feel everything. It's just like that's like what the Europeans think about America.
Right.
The football team, the
sports.
cheerleaders, the coaches on the sidelines yelling the game calls. It's just like that's America for me. So it's pretty fun.
Yeah, football, Friday Night Lights, and apple pie. That's America to me, so I'm with you on that. Yeah. Have you had apple pie yet?
No, I never tried it, but I will.
So one thing you can do, if you get it hot, you can put like vanilla ice cream on it.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah, my mom tried it like when she was in America for 1 year.
Yeah.
So and she said it's the best thing. So I definitely need to try it.
And I will tell you, so in Ottawa, there's a restaurant called Henry's. The Jeff Harris, the varsity assistant basketball coach, he owns it. They have awesome pie there. So go to Henry's. I eat the pie there every time. You can ask Jeff. It's amazing. But we'll move on from that, Paul. So you had talked about last time, just in the hallways, we were talking about some of your goals for football. You want to talk about your goals? Yeah.
So I was walking down the hallway and I saw like this big table with like the records of the school and the different sports. And then I saw like the goals for the records of the extra point, like the kicker record.
Right. Yep.
And like I saw the record for the longest field goal is 52 yards.
Right.
And I want to go into the history books of the school, so my biggest goal is to break this record.
Right.
And the other record, which I think is possible, is like 10 extra points in one game. So I need to score 11 extra points,
Right,
so
right.
11 touchdowns. But I think it's
How do you think
possible.
you'll handle that pressure? If you're like, let's say you got 10 good, we're on our 11th touchdown. You ready? Are you going to handle that pressure?
Yeah, it's not a pressure. It's just like that's it. What makes the sport fun. Like
Right.
the pressure. It's not the pressure. It's just it's another like for the kick. It's just another kick at the net at the practice. So
Just do what you always do. Yep, that's how you handle it.
consistency is
All right.
key.
So we got Elmwood this Friday. So hopefully you'll have a chance to take a shot at some of those records.
Oh, yeah,
It's going to be
we
hard to
will.
convince coach to kick a field goal like that far, but so either we need to be winning by a lot or losing by a lot. Hopefully we're winning by a lot.
Yeah, we will win by a lot. Yeah, and it's just like for that long figure, it's just like also the environment has to
Yeah.
fit. If the wind has to come from from the
Right.
specific side. So he said if we have the good conditions, that when it's like not a big game like choice, I can have like one shot to try it. To
Right.
go into the history books, but I'm looking forward to the 11 extra points in one game.
Yeah.
And I think it's possible.
I think it's possible too. We've had some big scoring games. What they do now is when the second half, if you're up by too many, the clock runs. So
Yeah.
it's harder to get up that big. So
Yeah.
but maybe that 53-yarder, that might be, if the wind's right, you never know. So we've talked about so you're enjoying this sports experience in high school here, but it's different in Germany. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, so in Germany, you don't really have like a school sports
Right.
team. So like when you want to play sports, you need to go to a different club. It's like not connected to the school. But this leads to like in my school, everybody goes to different clubs. So
Right.
you don't really have this team mentality you have here. So and that's what I really like on this school.
Right.
Like it's small, but still we have like this family team mentality.
Right.
So when, for example, the volleyball game, like everybody's cheering up the girls who are playing, or the
Right.
basketball, the football matches, the crowd cheering the boys and the cheerleaders. So
What do you think of some of the parents and community members that are out there? Do they surprise you at all?
yeah,
Because they get into it now.
Yeah, so like, it's different in Germany. Like, the parents watch you, but like, sometimes it's just like your mom sitting
Right,
there.
right.
And like, the most like cheering comes from the own bench.
Right.
So we don't really have that
Community atmosphere.
community Friday night lights, because like I played just on Saturday 12 a.m. So it's just nothing special really.
Right, right. So sticking on the Germany theme, so you're from Berlin. It's a little different than little Pandora here, little
Oh,
Gilboa
yeah.
here. How many people are in Berlin?
4 million.
4 million people. Yeah, a little bit bigger. What would you say are some of the key differences between going from a big city to Berlin to living here in Putnam County?
It's just like, I think like how much do you see, how much do you experience. It's like for me, because it's like new for me, it's like everything wow, but it's starting to get like, okay, you have like a day-to-day life, and in Berlin it's just like every day is like moving.
Right.
Like every day it's a
Faster
different
pace,
day,
maybe.
faster pace, yeah. And just like it's just also like a pretty young city. Like it's not young, but like there are pretty many young guys, young people.
Right.
So it's like more modern, more dynamic, and
Right.
just this is like the big difference. Like, and you have everything new. What you are like, what has this like fame in the moment is like in the big city. So
Right.
you don't really need to drive long to the next city,
Right.
to the next city, because it's like right next to you. So
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I just went to a concert a couple Sundays ago, and I had to drive 2 hours for it. So it was worth it, but it's a little bit of a drive. So, I know American kids, like my kids drive. How about you guys? How does that work over there?
yeah, so we don't really drive there.
Yeah.
On the one hand, because like we have pretty good public transport. Like it's just amazing. It's like 24/7 the whole year, even on holidays. So it's wonderful. And then the other thing is, because we have this public transport, we don't really need this, need a license, and the license is pretty expensive.
Right.
It's like I think you have to pay like 500 to 700 bucks around this. Like you have to pay 4,000, 5,000.
$4,000 to $5,000 for a driver's license. Ours isn't even 500. It's like 150 maybe. Or I actually have to get mine renewed here in the next couple of weeks. So I'll find out. But
Yeah, so
yeah, it's not that bad. 500 maybe for the driving class, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, very very different. Now, when you're out with your family, do you guys like take public transport? Do you drive, or does it matter? Does it depend on where you go?
it depends on where we go. Like the most of the time, we just use the public transport
Right,
because
yeah.
we have everything in the city. It's just connected to the whole train system. Well, like sometimes we would just want to go in the forest just to experience some nature, and then we just take our car. And yeah,
That makes sense. And you probably only have one car for your family?
yeah.
Yeah. So most families here, have 3-4 cars sometimes. Does that surprise you at all?
Yeah, it really did. Like, and the cars
Yeah.
are way bigger.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Because in Berlin, you really need. There are pretty many like rules. Your car is not allowed to be that big. If it's that big, you need an extra license, and this costs another $3,000.
Oh wow, yeah.
And also, like, we need to pay a lot of insurance, a lot of taxes. Our gas is like double the price, so it's way more expensive than.
So Americans have this like I don't know what the word is, like fantasy about the Autobahn,
Oh.
I don't know if you get that on your side, but like we always talk about, oh, you can drive as fast as you want. What's your experience with that?
So yeah, it's definitely we don't on the most on the most part of the Autobahn we don't have like a speed limit, but this changed in the past years a little bit because like our political parties changed.
Sure.
And especially around the cities, we have speed limits.
Okay,
Because it was
right.
just like too dangerous because
Right,
like,
sure.
of the accidents and stuff. But
That makes sense.
yeah, my highest was like I think like 160 miles an hour.
Do you guys do miles per hour or kilometers
No,
per hour?
kilometers.
Per
So
hour, right?
mine was
so it would
like-
be like 220 or whatever, something like that.
235.
230, yeah.
was
Okay,
my,
that's pretty good.
faster thing, and it was in a Porsche.
Yeah. So a Porsche, okay. Like, see, we rarely even see that. Well, I rarely see those. There maybe some people do. So that's pretty wild. Good for you.
Yeah, it was-
So what was the story behind that?
Yeah, it was like my dad and I. It's like the dream to get a Porsche.
Absolutely, yeah,
And
for sure.
Our neighbor got a Porsche, and he said, "Come on, let's
Oh,
you
that's
can have the
awesome.
car for one day." And
That's
we
awesome.
just like blasted the whole day around Berlin and just like used the no speed limit
Yeah,
part
sure.
of the Autobahn. It was just amazing with feeling. Oh.
Yeah, that's like a really, like I said, that's kind of like an American idea we have about Germany. So you want to come to the States. You're studying abroad here. So 2 questions. Actually, the first one: what American culture things like movies, TV shows, music? What kind of things attracted you to like learning American English?
So I think it started with my sister. She wanted to watch Gossip Girl.
Okay, Gossip Girl, nice. Okay.
And then we started like, and then she said, "Oh, please, can we watch it together?" Because like at the evening we had like time together. And then I said, "Oh, all right, let's go."
Yeah.
And then we had the idea, "Oh, all right, we both want to learn English, so maybe just start watching it in English."
Sure.
And then all of this started, and then we got to the next movies, just like watching in general everything
Sure.
in English, especially like the Hollywood movies. And then because I started programming, like the general language on programming is English,
Yeah.
so I learned this as well there. And like the whole social media stuff is in English, so it was like
Right.
learning.
And I
by
think
doing.
German English is somewhat similar. I mean, it's obviously one of the root languages, I think, for English, or they come from the same place essentially. So
Yeah,
that kind of
that-
makes sense. Anglo-Saxon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
so-
a little bit.
Yeah, that makes sense. So do you just watch like Netflix basically?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just
Okay.
watch
Yeah. Right.
Netflix,
So
yeah.
what would you say is like your favorite American movie?
Oh, but that's difficult.
I know it's hard to ask Americans that, much less
I have to say, Prison Break was pretty good.
Prison Break. Okay.
And yeah, Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Oh, I
But-
watched those. Yeah.
I don't know if you would consider Game of Thrones like a real American, like
No.
a small
yeah,
fantasy,
yeah,
but like
yeah.
like I really enjoyed was like Prison Break. Prison Break was pretty cool. Yeah,
Okay.
so-
Good. All right. So wrapping up Germany here a little bit. What would you say is something that like really surprised Americans about Germany? Like something maybe we don't know, or just something interesting.
I think the most interesting thing is just like the drinking age.
Right,
Which is
right.
just like for every American it's like wow. Because like in Germany, like drinking is like in the culture. So
Right.
when your family is meeting, you drink. So
Mhm.
they're starting pretty early to give like you, hey, do you want to try? Do you want to have a beer or something? It's like around 10 to 12 they start
Right.
to like drink a little bit, not like
Mhm.
much, but then we are allowed to buy it for 14 without our parents.
14 without your parents. Okay.
So
yeah.
we
That's
allowed to buy beer with 14,
Yeah.
and like every other liquor at
Mhm.
16.
Mhm.
And I have to say, especially in Berlin, like nobody really cares about your ID.
Right.
So it's just like a different,
Basically, as long as you're not acting like a jerk, they're going to sell it to you.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you have just to, if you're immature and coming like in the shop and just like being drunk or destroying the like stuff,
Sure.
you will not get
Right,
anything.
Right.
So
Okay. So this next month, so we're in September. This is the end of September, but next month's October. So what about like German Oktoberfest? That's another thing. Americans are like, oh, you dress in all the outfits and everything. What's your experience like with that?
So the thing about Oktoberfest is just it's like a thing of the southern side of Germany.
Okay.
And I'm living in the north.
Oh, so that's not really a thing for
So
you.
it's not really a thing. I celebrate Oktoberfest like 2 times.
Mm-hmm.
It's because like my stepmom is coming from there, and yeah, it's just like. But I have to say, it's just like a normal party.
Okay.
It's
Normal
like-
party.
Like but you don't just dress up like the drinking
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. It's just
How you imagine like with the drinking, that's like the normal thing.
right.
It's not special for us to drink
Right,
like
right. Okay.
a lot of beer. So
Yeah. So I think this Saturday, this is Finley's going to have an Oktoberfest. So, I mean, you could check it out. I couldn't tell you if it's going to be worth your time or not. But the problem is, here you wouldn't be able to drink. So,
that's true.
I don't
Then you
know.
have to
So,
drink water.
yeah. That might be a sad Oktoberfest for you if you're for a native German. So, I don't
Yeah,
know.
but I have to say I don't drink by
Yeah,
myself.
yeah.
Because like I saw all the stuff what happens when you take drugs in Berlin.
Sure,
So
yeah.
I'm staying away from this. So
Yeah.
but like
That's smart.
I'm alone with this opinion, in especially my age in Germany.
Mhm.
Because like in Germany it's like very excessive.
Actually, it's part of the culture.
drinking.
Yeah. Where it's definitely not like that here. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So you're here studying abroad. What was your what was your reasons for wanting to study abroad then?
So yeah, it started with my New York trip in 2019
Okay.
with my parents, and I think it's to describe it was just like mind blowing for me.
Mhm.
It was like wow, okay, I thought I was living in a big city. That's a real city,
Right.
and just
Yeah.
the American, you could feel like the American spirit, like different currency. The first time in my life, different language. Like I went to different countries with different languages,
Mhm.
but this is like. Oh, that's like in the series. It's like and like in the TV. They're also speaking this like wow. It's just like wow. And then the neighbors like the best friend of my father was Paul. Yeah, I went to the I studied abroad, and then it's just slowly started. Okay, wow. And then I watched some YouTube videos about exchange student, and then just like. I want this.
Right,
I want
right.
the Friday night. I want to play football. I want
Yeah.
have this experience, and then I tried to search for a solution to afford it because like North Americans, it's like 30,000 for a student to get here, and for me it wasn't affordable.
Right.
So I searched for a different solution to still go to America, and I found a scholarship by my government, and then I applied for it, and I really I worked for this.
It was a process.
Oh,
yeah.
it was a big process.
Yeah. So Paul told me yesterday it was like a 5-level process for
Yeah.
this scholarship. And what was the pool? Like how many people did it start from?
Like 500.
Yeah.
Like it depends.
Yeah, like 500 or 600 people, and narrowed all the way down to one person. Actually, a final 2.
Yeah.
You said, and then the politician chose between you and
Yeah.
the other person. So Paul earned it. He's here, and that's why he's going to make the most out of it. So
Oh, yeah.
we're happy to have you. Before I let you go here, I did want to. So you met Coach Lee today.
Oh yeah, I did.
You talked about maybe playing some basketball. I think you're really going to enjoy basketball season 2 because the crowd is kind of like right on top of
Oh,
you.
yeah.
And in those close games, especially, we get loud. The band plays in there, the pep band.
Wow.
Yeah, so they have their own section there, so I think you're going to enjoy that. But how would you rate your basketball skills from like a 0 to 10? So 0 being like me, 10 being like Dirk Nowitzki, right? Where would you put yourself?
Like never had like basketball practice, but I just played with my friends.
Yeah.
Like a little bit. I think a solid 5 to 6.
Okay,
maybe.
so
and with the practice, I want to go to a solid 8.
Okay, good.
So
All right,
I'm
I
looking
love
forward.
it. I love it. That sounds good. How tall are you, Paul?
I'm 6'4".
You're 6'4", so how many centimeters?
It's like 195. I think now I'm
Right.
196.
You're 196. Okay.
I think then I would be 6'5".
Yeah, 6'5", I think. So yeah, he's tall. I'm looking forward to seeing him out there. We do need some height. We got some boys, but maybe you never know. Maybe you can
Oh yeah,
pick
I
up some
want to
skills.
play.
Yeah.
I want to
Just
play.
the biggest thing is have fun. So
Yeah.
last question here, and we'll go. Your whole experience here, you've had a lot of experience already. What's one like things maybe you want to accomplish like with the rest of your time here through the rest of the school year?
Yeah, I think just to get as much as experience as I can. I want to do everything to get like the whole experience: homecoming, prom, playing
Yeah.
basketball,
Yeah.
playing baseball. Just experience everything. I just think this is just my overall goal. I didn't have a specific goal, like maybe the field goal thing, but
Yeah,
it's
sure.
just like it's a fun thing for me to do, just to get the motivation, the discipline to do it. But like in general, just to enjoy this year, with other people, to get the experience with other people. So I think that's my goal.
Good, very good. So yeah, if you see Paul out there, talk to him. He's very friendly. He's personable. He's really fun.
Thank you.
Anything you want to say to the Rocket community?
Yeah, we will beat the other team on Friday.
The other, he doesn't even know that. He doesn't care. We're gonna win.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we're gonna win. That's my man. First day I was in the team, we will win. So
There you go. Yeah,
I think we're playing against Elmwood.
we're playing Elmwood. Yeah, you got
so
it.
we will beat Elmwood.
We will beat Elmwood. I agree. We will beat Elmwood. So well, thank you, Paul. I appreciate it.
every day.
Yes, thank you.
Leading the way for the Bandora Gilboa Marching Rockets, 35 strong this year and trying to